Let's learn how to play Pathfinder using the Pirate King's Plunder adventure that comes in the beginner box. Now, the way that I understand this is that you don't need a character, you don't need anything, just some dice. I have a notepad in case we need to take some notes on things, and I have the PDF from the amazing Humble Bundle, even though I actually own the physical book, the physical box. You've seen me open it. So, let's jump into Pirate King's Plunder. Standard intro, start here. My name is Landon. You're watching RPG ABC, and let's get into it. That was the intro. Very quick, very simple. Do you like it? I do. Uh, all right, so Pirate King's Plunder. You are a wandering adventurer visiting Otari, a small town on the coast of Starstone Isle. In an enormous island magically raised out of the ocean by an ancient god. Otari is renowned for its lumber and fine wooden boats, but that's not what brought you here. You came looking for adventure. Word has it that a vicious beast is preying upon the town's livestock, and the mayor has offered 10 gold coins to any hero who can put an end to the menace. That kind of money would pay your expenses for a month. 10 gold coins. Dang. Wish I could, do one job that gets me enough money for a month. After asking around at a nearby tavern called the Crow's Cast, you learn that most of the attacks occur on the west side of town, not far from the shore. That seems like the best place to start your search. Okay, seems fair. You gather up your belongings and make your way out along the rocky beach to begin your hunt. It doesn't take long for you to find the entrance to a dark and mysterious cave. Large paw prints lead to and from the gloomy opening. Go to entry 13. So there's going to be a lot of scrolling. I didn't read this beforehand. This is first time, so I don't know where 13 is going to be. Here we go. Ooh, that's a cool looking character. I like the vials. Noticing the tracks leading to the cave, you hide in the nearby underbush, hoping to ambush whatever foul beast lives here. After just a few minutes, you hear the sound of something approaching, and the scent of wet fur hangs heavy in the air. Ew, wet fur. Emerging from the bushes is a lean, mangly wolf carrying the body of a dead chicken in its maw. It appears to be returning home after its most recent hunt. Clearly, this is the beast that's been preying upon the farmer's animals. You wait until it is near, then draw your short sword and spring to attack. You are now in combat with a wolf. You know that this feral beast cannot be tamed and must be slain to keep the farmer's livestock safe. Both you and the wolf take turns attacking one another. You attack rolling the 20-sided die, D20 for short, and adding your attack bonus, which represents your skill at wielding a weapon. If the total is equal to or greater than the wolf's armor class, AC, for short, then the attack is a hit and deals damage. Subtract the damage from the wolf's hit points for short, HP for short, to defeat the wolf. You must reduce the wolf to 0 HP or less. On the wolf's turn, it will attack you. You'll roll a d20 for the wolf and its attack bonus, and compare the result to your AC. If the wolf reduces you to 0 HP or less, you die. Record both your HP and the wolf's HP on a piece of scratch paper. We're going to use Notepad for that. So we're going to type in me and the wolf. Let's see. Looks like we're going to need a little bit more space. AC equals 18. HP equals 20. For the wolf, AC equals 14, HP 15. I kind of feel like they should swap AC and HP in the manual here. just because I know AC is the first thing you do, then the HP is the second, but the HP is the win condition. So I would put that first, but that's a game design thing. Combat occurs in rounds. In each round, both you and the wolf take turns. On each turn, you can use 3 actions. Once you've used your actions, it's the wolf's turn. After it uses 3 actions, it's your turn again. This repeats until one side is defeated. Actions are donated by the action symbol denoted by the action symbol. On your turn, you can use the following actions. You can strike with your short sword. You can hide in the bushes. And that's it, apparently. Okay, so let's see. Does it continue here? You should write your AC, HP, attack bonuses, and damage rolls on a scratch of paper so you can reference them later. On the wolf's turn, it attacks you 3 times using all of its actions. Cool, and the wolf just has a bite action, which is an attack. Finally, if your attack roll exceeds the wolf's AC by 10 or more, 24 in this case, it's a critical hit and you deal double damage. Roll 1d6 plus 4, then double the result. You also score a critical hit against the wolf if the result of the die shows a 20 on the die. When the wolf attacks you, it can score a critical hit only if the die roll is a 20. Remember that you go first. If you find that the wolf is hitting you too much, you should remember to hide with your third action to make it harder for the wolf to hit you. The process continues until you or the wolf is reduced to 0 HP. And then 2 conditions, whether you defeat the wolf or the wolf defeats you. So let's go back and write down a little bit more information, right? So we have a short sword. Short sword. It's plus 7 to hit. Or sorry, I think it's attack. Plus 7. And damage. Damage is 1d6 plus 4. 1d6 plus 4. There we go. So we've got the notes here on the notepad for this. And I guess we start and we get 3 actions. So we're going to use, let's see, hide in the bushes. I want to go over that real quick. Increases your AC to 20 until the start of your next turn. Is it just like a plus 2, or does it, like, can you always hide and your AC goes to 20? That's a little weird to me. But, you know, again, that's game design brain going off right now. I could be completely wrong. I'm sure these designers are magnificent. So, let's just get started with combat, right? So we are going to attack the wolf. We've got plus 7 to attack. Their AC is 14. We need to roll 14 or better. Let's see what we get. A 4 plus 7 is 10. So we miss. Let's see. It doesn't talk about the repeated actions being at -5 for each repeated action. But I'm going to go ahead and enforce that on myself. I know that's a rule in Pathfinder. So if you're playing along here, you know, feel free to ignore it because this rule book doesn't say that. But I'm going to follow that. So let's roll again for another attack. 7 minus 5 is going to be, 2 plus... It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. So we're going to miss. And as it recommended, I'm going to hide for the third action. Bring our AC up to 20. So, the wolf will have a little bit harder time to attack. So the wolf has a bite. Its attack bonus is plus 5. And its damage is 1d6 plus 2. Okay, so very similar to what I've got going on. Wait. Okay, so it does explain the -5, but in a very weird way. If you use this action a second time, only add 2 to the roll. If you use a third time, subtract 3 from the roll. Each time, if the result is equal to or higher than the wolf's AC you hit. Like, that is a very weird way to explain it. You're not explaining the rule, you're explaining the result of the rule. Sorry. Again, I keep running into, like, little design things that, to me, I wouldn't really like that in something I wrote. But, again, so it does explain it. Let's see. Yeah, it explains it the same way for the wolf, not explaining the -5, but just explaining for the second roll, you don't add anything, and for the third roll, you subtract 5. So let's go ahead and roll for the wolf. 1, 2, 3, because it's attacking 3 times guaranteed. So the first one was an 18 plus 5. That is going to hit. And then the second one is an 8. Don't add anything. That does not hit. And then 12 minus 5, because it's the third attack, will not hit either. So we only get hit by that first attack. So we'll clear out those attacks, and we get hit by 1d6 plus 2. 1d6, 5 plus 2, 7. Yikes! 13. We are at 13 HP. We are not doing well. All right, so we are going to try to attack this wolf back. So let's roll for an attack, and 17 plus 7. That's pretty good. We are going to hit, and I think that's a critical. 17 plus 7 is 24, and their AC is 14. That is exactly how much we need to roll to score a critical, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a critical. So let's go ahead and roll this damage. 1. Of course it's a 1. 1 plus 4 is still 5. Doubled is 10. So the wolf is down to 5 HP. So we're almost there. We could realistically kill it with these next 2 hits. So next roll is a 6. Plus 2 is not going to do it. I didn't feel the big difference between an 18 AC and a 20 AC. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for a third time for an attack this round. And natural 20. We get another critical. And that just means we hit. As far as I know, we just hit. Even the -3 is not going to bring us down nearly enough to miss this wolf. So let's go ahead and roll that d6 yet again, although we kill it no matter what. Yeah, 2 plus 4 is 6, doubled to 12. The wolf is killed. Beautiful. That actually worked out really well. So if you defeat the wolf, go to entry 7. So we're going back up. Entry 7. You leap aside, avoiding the wolf's snarling jaws, and drive your sword deep into its flank. With a yowl. With a yowl? I've never heard of yowl before. With a yowl, the wretched creature falls into the muck and goes still. You clean off your blade, then wander into the cave to make sure that this wolf was the only one. That seems like a bad idea. Like, you just killed a wolf. Let's go into its den, where maybe there's like 20 more wolves. They're going to be pissed that you just killed one. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, and you find yourself inside a small cavern that was obviously the beast's home. It stinks of wet fur, and there are scraps of rotting meat and bone lying around, evidence of its previous victims. Far more interesting, though, is what you spot at the back of the cave. A crack in the far wall leads into darkness. Just above it, scratched into stone, is a symbol that looks a lot like a treasure chest. You draw closer and you realize the crack is actually the entrance to an underground tunnel. It might just be the hiding place of some forgotten treasure. Ooh, treasure. If you squeeze through the crack and explore deeper into the cave, go to 18. If you turn around and head back down to collect your riches, go to 9. I mean, we're here to get some treasure and learn the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the cave. So entry 18, so back down. We scroll. And we scroll. Putting aside your fear, You squeeze your way through the crack into the narrow passageway beyond, lit only by faint light from above. If the cobwebs and dust are any indication, no one has been down this way for a long time. Up ahead, the passageway widens to form a cave chamber before veering to the left. A curtain of moss grows on the right wall of the small cavern, fed by a trickle of water dripping from the cavern ceiling. Something about it looks odd, but you can't quite figure it out without succeeding a perception check. If your perception indicates how good you are at noticing things. To attempt a perception check, roll a d20 and add your perception bonus, which is 4. Okay, that's some more information. Perception plus 4. Once you have rolled, compare the total to the difficulty class, DC, which is 15. If your result is equal to or greater than the DC, you succeed. So we need to roll 11 or higher. What do we get? 8. So we fail. If you fail the perception check, go to entry 21. So we got to scroll down more. 21. You look around but fail to spot anything of interest. With no other way to go, you head down the corridor that leads off to the left. You notice a faint breeze as you make your way down that tunnel. Go to entry 10. Scrolling back up. Entry 10. Great. The passageway winds through ancient rock, but it's clear that someone has made it wider with a pickaxe, although it looks like the work was done many years ago. After squeezing hurriedly through a narrow crevice. Oh my gosh. Crevice. Oh, it's too late. I'm tired. With a ceiling supported only by a rotting log, you find yourself in a small chamber. Roots grow down from above, breaking through the ceiling and letting in faint dappling light here and there across the cavern. Opposite the entrance is another corridor, but before you can head down that way, you hear a terrible hissing sound coming from the passageway. Emerging from the darkness is a gigantic snake with terrifying fangs. You are now in combat with a snake. Just as when fighting the wolf, you and the snake will take turns attacking one another until one side is defeated. But there are a few things to pay attention to in the combat. So first, here are the snake's statistics. So we will go ahead. We will just delete the wolf, I think. Snake. Sneaky snake. I think that was something said on Critical Role one time. AC 15. HP 8. Okay. Your AC is 18 and your hit points are the same as they were at the end of the previous encounter. 13. In this fight, the snake gets to go first, but during its first turn, it must spend 2 of its actions to close the distance before it can attack. So on the snake's first turn, it gets to spend only 1 action to attack you. On the rest of its turn, it spends all 3 actions attacking you. Okay, so the snake's actions are move, 20 feet. This is called a stride. It must use this action twice on its turn to be next to you so that it can attack. And then a bite. So let's write down the bite. Bite. The snake tries to bite you with the fang. Roll a d20. Add 8. Holy cow. Plus 8. On its first attack, each roll add 3 to the second and subtract 2 from the third attack roll. Each time, if the result is equal to or greater, then your AC, the snake bites you and deals 1d4 damage. And every time it bites you, you might be poisoned. Yikes! Damage is 1d4 and poison. Whenever the snake bites you, it might poison you. This happens as part of the bite, so it doesn't use an action. When you are hit by the snake's bite, you must attempt a saving throw to resist the effects of the venom. Let's see, I think it's going to be better if I take the notes like this. Oh, it's not even on screen for you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't really know what to do about that. Saving throw. Saving throws are special rolls to resist things that try to harm or control your character. There are 3 kinds of saving throws. Reflex saving throws are used to dodge a bolt of lightning or fearsome dragon's breath. Will saving throws are used to resist spells that try to take effect over your mind. And fortitude saving throws are used to fight off poisons and diseases. So, probably fortitude. Fortitude. You must attempt a fortitude saving throw every time the snake bites you. Our fortitude is a +8. So let's write that down. Fortitude +8. And we're going to have like a whole character sheet by the end of this, I feel. If the result is equal to or greater than 16, the DC of the poison, you fight it off and nothing happens. If the result is 15 or lower, you take an additional 1d8 damage from the poison. Okay, so DC is 16 and damage 1d8. That's quite a bit, actually. On your turn, you can attack, just like previous fight. Unfortunately, there's nothing to hide behind in the chamber, so you can't boost your armor class like you could in the previous fight. So all you can do is roll to attack with your short sword. So that kind of bites. Ha! Let's go ahead and do this. So the snake moves twice and then tries to bite for a 6. Even with the +8, that's not going to hit us. So that's beautiful for us. The snake does not bite us. So we are going to try to stab this freaking slithery thing. So let's go ahead and roll some attacks. We can only attack according to this. So I'm just going to roll 3 and see what happens. 13, 12, and 1. So we do miss the 1 for sure. The 13 +7 will definitely hit the snake, and the 12 +2 actually misses by 1. The snake's AC is 15, that is 14. So we only hit the 1 time, and let's go ahead and roll the 1d6. That's 6 + 4, that's 10 damage. We actually just killed the snake. That's beautiful. Awesome. Snake dead. We wrote all that information down for nothing. Happens a lot in these types of solo games. If you don't know, check out the quest calendar that I've been playing. If you defeat the snake, go to entry 8. 8 is up. With a swish. Yeah, with a swish, your blade slices right through the snake, and it falls dead at your feet with a loud thud. A loud thud from a snake. Stepping around its body, you check the room for anything of value. You find an old tarnished silver coin wedged between two stones on the floor. It must have been here for ages, but it will buy you a night at the inn back in town when this is all over. Add 1 silver to your scratch paper. So below this, I'm going to write bag and 1 silver. Yep, doesn't even say coin, just 1 silver. Leaving the dead serpent behind, you head toward the passageway opposite the entrance. Unlike the caves that came before, this tunnel looks like it was carefully dug out of the earth. And man, I am too tired to be reading words like this. Meticulously reinforced with wood and stone. After about 20 feet, the passageway forks, heading off to the right and the left. You can hear the faint sound of splashing water to the right, while a very cold breeze drifts out of the passage to the left. Which way do you go? Really just asking left or right? Let's see. What is the information? You can hear faint sound of splashing water to the right, while a very cold breeze drifts out of the passage to the left. I think I'm going to go the way of water, personally. Not to make an Avatar reference, but I just did. You hear the faint sound of splashing to the right. So to the right. So entry 5. Let's scroll up a bit. Ooh. Ooh. Wait, it's all frozen. But I thought I went the way of water. Yeah, I did. Okay, we'll read it. Maybe that picture has to do with something else. The burbling sound, echoing from somewhere up ahead, grows louder with every step until you can hear the sound of rushing water clearly. As you turn a corner, the source of the sound becomes apparent. The chamber up ahead is split in half by a stream that flows through the center of the room. This swift, underground river enters the room from the right and flows out to the left. Across the way, you see a passageway that continues onward, and you can just make out a staircase going down. Discard on the ground in front of you is an old torch, probably left here by the previous explorer. If you take the torch, write torch on a piece of scratch paper. If your notes say pulled the lever, they do not. But let's go ahead and write torch, because we're taking that shit. And otherwise, go to entry 11. So we'll scroll down. Entry 11. Entry 11. Entry 11. The only way to get across the river is to swim through the dangerous water. Swimming to the other side of the room requires a skill check. To attempt a skill check, roll a d20, add the bonus associated with the skill you are trying to use. If the result is equal to or greater than the DC of the task, you succeed. In this case, you can use the athletics skill to swim across. To make it to the other side, you must succeed at 2 athletics checks, which have a DC of 15. Athletics skill bonus is 7. So let's go ahead and write that down. Athletics plus 7. These checks can be dangerous. If you are in the water and fail to make athletics checks to swim, you get swept downstream. Since the river leads deep underground through long tunnels without air, you'll drown if you fail a total of 3 athletics skill checks before you succeed at 2 and get out of the water. So, let's roll these, shall we? It's 3 athletics checks. No, wait, it's 2, right? Let's just roll 1 at a time. We have to succeed 2 before we fail 3. That's what it is. 3 plus 7, failure. 5 plus 7 is another failure. 16 plus 7, we succeeded once. We succeeded once. Alright. This roll is going to determine if we die. 8 plus 7 is exactly 15. We succeeded. Holy crap. Oh man, this is exciting. If you fail all 3 checks, no. If you make it to the other side, you can make my way down the stairs. Go to entry 3. If instead you decide to head back the way you came and try the other passage, no, we're going to entry 3. There's no turning back now. You travel down quite a distance before arriving in a large, cavernous chamber. A hole in the ceiling above allows in a thin shaft of light that illuminates a pile of coins, and at least a couple glittering jewels. Standing in the center of this pile is a wooden statue, crudely carved to look like a pirate. The statue holds a wooden saber pointed menacingly in your direction. Drawing closer, you can tell that the statue joints and hinges on its arms and legs. Has joints and hinges on its arms and legs. But by the time you realize it, you've drawn too close. The statue comes alive. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Swinging its saber back and forth, the menacing statue approaches you. As it draws near, you spot a strange-looking keyhole located in the middle of the statue's neck. If you have the skeleton key, we do not. If you don't have the skeleton key, you draw your weapons and attack. Go to entry 25. Oh man, that's pretty low. 25, 25. Here we go. Oh, is that? Okay. 25. You are now in combat with a pirate statue. To start this combat, you and the statue must start rolling initiative. To determine who gets to act first, this is a perception check that both of you attempt. The one who gets a higher result acts first in the combat. As a reminder, your perception bonus is +4. The pirate statue's perception is +0. Roll for both, and you determine who goes first. Initiative is a perception check. Interesting. Okay, so our perception is +4. Oh, I gotta clear out the snake information that I have here, and we will go with pirate statue. We will roll. For me, crap. Roll for it. Okay, even with a +4, it wins. Pirate statue goes first. Cool. Statue's AC is 18. Yikes. AC 18. HP is 20. Isn't that what I started out at? That's... Okay, so during combat, you can use actions below at the start of any of your turns before using any actions. You can decide to flee the combat, leaving through a small crevice in the back of the chamber. If you do this, go to entry 4. I ain't running unless I get down to like 1 HP, but come on, let's just do this. Our actions are short sword, which we already got the information. Move. So the statue's 2 movement away from us. It's kind of lucky that they're actually going first, because then they'll only be able to use 2 actions to move and then 1 action to attack, and then we'll get to attack 3 times. So that's actually kind of lucky. I kind of like that. Statue's action. Strike with the saber. The statue uses all of its actions to attack if possible. Roll d20. Add 9. Yikes. Saber. Attack. It's a +9. Jeez. Damage. That is 1d8 + 2. Okay. I think we have the better damage average with 1d6 + 4. But it's very similar. So, the pirate statue goes first, has to spend 2 actions running at me, and then the third action is going to stab me. Let's see if it hits. 17 definitely hits. Oof. Alright, let's do that. 1d8 + 2. 4. 4 damage. So I go down to 9 hit points. I'm not looking good. But it's my turn, and I've got all 3 actions to just wail into this guy. So let's do this. 3 + 7 is not going to hit. 6 + 7 is 13, not going to hit. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not even +7. It's 7, like, minus something. That's not going to hit. I don't hit at all. Holy cow, this statue's going to kill me. Alright, it's the statue's turn. It's going to roll 3 attacks against me. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh. 14 + 9, definitely going to hit. Can it score critical? I think... I don't know. Eek. I don't know. 14 + 9 is 23, so it's not even a critical anyways. I was worried about, nothing. 3 + 4, because it's 9 - 5, so +4 is not going to hit, and 8 - 1 is not going to hit. So only this one hits. D8 + 2. 10. We died. We just died. If the statue defeats you, go to entry 17. Womp, womp, womp. Your vision grows dark as life leaves your body. In your final moments, you can't help but think that this is not how stories should end. Maybe the next hero will fare better in this deadly place. Although you have died, there are still adventures to be had. You can either start this adventure over by returning to entry 1. You can start this adventure over by returning to entry 1. You are restored to full hit points, and so are all of the foes that you have faced. You must explore and face whatever dangers await you all over again. Alternatively, you can start making your own character to play in the adventure with others. Go to page 12 to begin designing your very own hero. I think I'll go over page 12 and designing your own hero later. I had a lot of fun playing this. I hope you had fun watching me play this, and maybe it will encourage you to try out playing it in Pathfinder. I found that 3-action economy to be very interesting. The fact that like movement takes up your actions, and so if you move into their right up to them and you attack and you just wait there, then they're going to get to wail on you 3 times, but it gets harder with each time. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it so far. That was a fun adventure. I highly recommend trying it out if you haven't yet. It's very much, I don't mean this negatively. It really feels like playing D&D, but with a slightly different action economy. That's it. Maybe the spells are where it really gets spicy. But I didn't really feel that this was very different than what I was expecting going into it. Let me know your thoughts on this adventure, playing through Pathfinder for the first time, down below. And join the Discord. I'm going to be running a Pathfinder game. People will have to use the pre-generated characters. It's just going to be the beginner box stuff. I would really prefer players that are new to Pathfinder as well, so I can teach them, so that I can learn from them. We're all teaching each other, learning from each other, helping each other, all that stuff. Join the Discord. If you want to play, join the Discord. Go to the Pathfinder area and be like, hey, I want to play. And, we'll figure something out. Looking for, I believe, 4 players. There's 4 pre-generated characters. All the information's going to be in the Discord. Go to the Discord. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what I'm doing here. Especially the solo RPG stuff, because I'm doing that daily quest calendar as well. But I'm also going to be diving a little bit deeper into Pathfinder, doing a little bit more with that. So I hope you guys also enjoy that. And of course, if there's any other games out there that you think I should learn, let me know in the comments, and I will try to learn those. I am limited on funds, but other than that, I will do my best. And of course, until next time, keep rolling dice.